Order, and we'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to roll call.
Casey Benner,
Here.
Mark Buckeye,
Here.
Bill Hart,
Here.
Tom Hooper,
Here.
Whitney Tucker. We've got a quorum.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll make motion to approve the agenda. Seconded.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda for tonight. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to introduction of evidence.
We've got the design guidelines, city ordinances, and staff reports are laying on the table. I believe I got them to you last Wednesday.
I make a motion to approve the introduction of evidence.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the introduction of evidence. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to old business.
Just a quick update. Unfortunately, I still don't have anything on the Paul Broom grant. So when I do, you'll know. On our Historic Preservation Fund grant, we are all lined up with the vendor now. It'll be September 30th, October 1st, that weekend. Over the next couple weeks, I will work with, oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name ever? Here's Whitney.
Bob Yap.
I will work with Bob to develop a way to find a house. So as you're out there amongst your peers in the historic district, we will be looking for obviously a woodlap historic home that understands that only part of the structure will get painted and they'll be responsible for painting the rest. And we have to have at-grade access for Bob and all of the students. If we get multiple entries, we'll probably have a drawing of some sort to determine what structure that is.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, we're going to move on to new business. We will start with SGHC 017-23 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to install a chain link fence in the front yard and western side yard at 399 Robert Street. Do I have anyone here to speak on that? Could you come to the podium and introduce yourself, please?
My name's Tyler Whitehold. I don't know how much more information you need from me.
Do we have any questions?
Just as a background, this fence will not go around the entire property. I'm too close to 351 Roberts. This fence is just going to cover the Roberts side and 4th Street side. Just something to let my dog out so I don't have to leash him all the time.
What do you have on the other side? Is there a fence on the
There's
other
no
side
fence.
then?
No.
No, nothing.
There's just not much room between the two properties of 351 and 399, so
I see.
the fence is going to stop on my porch and that's it.
Oh, you're bringing that around the front of the porch here, Tyler?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's going to go
Okay.
there.
Oh, it is going to go across the front
It'll
there.
stop right there at the corner of that porch there.
There it is. Close it. Come on.
There'll be a gate on the Robert Street side for the sidewalk for entrance, and there'll be a double gate on my driveway side for, mower and whatnot.
Have you looked at other materials, considered any other materials for a fence?
No.
Because I kind of drove the neighborhood. Actually, I live around the corner from you.
Okay.
And I know the commission, we talked about it a little bit, and I think the commission's allowed some chain link within the district, but it's almost always either the backyard or a side yard that's not visible from the street.
Right.
Some alternatives might be, there's something called a double loop wire fence that's less obtrusive looking. It
Okay.
might be cheaper for you to put up.
If it's cheaper, yeah. I'm not rich,
As a matter
so.
of fact, I did one of these and it was cheaper than.
Really? Than chain link?
It was
No kidding.
cheaper than chain link.
Okay.
And then there also, I noticed, the era of your house is kind of 1920s, 1930s. And a lot of houses then had kind of, like white wood picket fences. There's one on Washington, like between 3rd and 4th, that doesn't look like, you know, it would cost an arm and a leg. You could
Right.
probably find it stock somewhere. There's also another one,
There's one
on 4th Street between Washington and Jefferson.
Yes.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't really be interested in wood, but what you have there would be fine.
So,
I'd be fine with that. Especially if it's cheaper. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
fine with that.
Probably would be.
Heck yeah.
How tall were you gonna go, Tyler?
I don't have a height.
You didn't have height, okay.
I don't.
So on the corner, it can't be super tall, right?
On the
4 foot.
it can only be 4 feet, I think.
So that you can actually see through,
Right.
whereas if it was the picket, it would
Right.
need to be a little
Right.
bit shorter.
Right,
But
right.
even the chain link that he was wanting to do, you
Would be-
still can't see through them, in my opinion. Like
Not
you
as
can't
well,
this.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, not as well
Especially in
as
the
a
front of the building.
Double loop. they call
Right.
it.
And it won't go all the way to the corner because I have terraces. So it'll actually go on top of that first terrace around.
Do you have vendors that you could share with them that offer that?
Yeah, if the one that's still in business, yeah, I could definitely give you the name of the people, or if they're still in business, they were in St. Louis. Did you get a bid from a contractor? No.
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Well, I'll be
self-install,
happy to
whatever.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, forever for parts and that afterwards. Yeah, I'll be happy to
Okay, okay.
talk base with you.
I don't know how, no,
Yeah, I think having an alternative.
procedurally, we need
Make a
to
motion to
handle
approve
that.
it with this. Is that how you wanna do that?
Yeah, if you want to make a motion to approve a COA with a double loop
Is that that's called double loop?
Double
Yeah,
loop.
It's called the double loop wire fence, and you can get them galvanized so that, I mean, so they don't rust. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine
I
with
think
that.
it'll be a serviceable fence for you, and it'll look nice.
You could still get gates
You
and
can
that
still-
with them too,
Yeah,
can't you?
uh-huh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I'll switch to that. I don't
All
mind.
right, well, I will so move then that we approve a COA for a double loop wire fence,
no taller than 4 feet.
no taller than 4 feet.
Can I add the gates match that
The
double loop?
gates
part?
match the double loop, yeah.
Yeah.
You can probably buy a gate separately that matches it, so.
That's fine.
I'd second that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness, amending it to a double loop, 4 foot or less in height, with gates that match the new fencing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, I'll stick around till afterwards and
Yeah, okay.
touch base with you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to move on to SGHC 018-23 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to paint a mural on the east side of the building at 305 Merchant Street. Do I have anyone here to speak on that?
Yep.
Okay, could you come to the podium and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Kenzie Wolk, and I'm the artist that did the rendering for that building. And then
And I'm the one that's responsible for asking her if she would be okay with doing that.
ta-da!
So we actually went to, because we don't technically own the building, it belongs to the parish. So I got an approval from Father Nemeth with the artwork, and he approved it, and he's also signed that document that you have for us too. So.
Just want to see, but, yeah.
Now, the rendering is not a complete rendering. It's a general idea of what I'm going to be doing. The area in the background is going to have more detail to it, some more pieces. I think I'm going to put another one of those egret or heron, whatever you call it, off to the left too. It looks like it's just kind of sitting on the riverbank, so a little smaller one over there on the left side. But the big one is going to be the main focus. They pretty well gave me free reign on what I wanted to paint, which was fantastic because I've been wanting that for a while now. I've painted other murals here in St. John, So I was excited to finally do a very large one because I've only done smaller ones here. I feel like we already have enough murals that say, you know, welcome to St. John, and have the history kind of added into them. So this one was supposed to be something more of a, like a large masterpiece, a wow factor, something that you would want to see, something you'd want to take pictures in front of, and also beautify that side of the building, because I feel like that side of the building is now starting to peel and really look dated. So we're going to power wash it off, and what we can get off of the old mural that's there in the window gaps, and then start fresh. Should take me about probably 3 weeks. I have a lift, I have insurance. I don't know, what else do you need to know? Oh, by the way, I'll also be putting a clear coat over it, 2-part clear coat. First part clear coat is UV filter, so it helps to keep that paint. It actually extends the life by letting it be more flexible. So it keeps it pliable, but it's not going to wash away. It's pliable in the way that when heat hits it from the summertime, it'll expand with the heat, contract with the cold, without cracking and breaking. It'll also keep it from doing that chalky look, which is what it's up there right now. It'll help extend it longer to where it won't get to that chalky stage for quite some time, hopefully not ever. And then the second part of the clear coat is going to be a graffiti clear coat. So this graffiti clear coat, we can really, if we want to, we can just put it in the lower half, but it's a great clear coat for anytime somebody should deface it. You can wash that off pretty easily without damaging the actual mural itself, the artwork.
Are they gonna have you guys get rid of like the ones that are back here on?
So we're going to see what happens with power washing. If we can get it all the way off, then fantastic. Then I want all of them to come off. If we can't get them all the way off, the ones that are on the right, I'll just restore and make them look nicer. Because I'd hate for them to just be remnants there if we can't get them all the way off, you know, because then it's going to be an eyesore that's drawing your eye away from it. So we'll see if we can get it all the way off, and if not, I will make it look pleasant.
And the big picture for me, asking Kinsey to do this is, you know, we own the Sandbar building and that corner there. So we're getting ready to start some renovations that we're gonna, the building is changing dramatically. We're gonna replace the sidewalks all the way around there. The sidewalks are not in very good shape right there. And you know, and then the painting on the other side was a little bit outdated too. So my entire goal is really to take that whole corner and just lift it. You know, it needs a big facelift right now. So this was a part of that effort.
I just want to reiterate, because you said changing the building dramatically. You and I have talked, you just want to improve what's there.
Right, yes. When I say change dramatically, I mean probably maybe more the culture than anything else.
Yeah.
But yes, it's like, it's just got to change. But yes, well, I have a different vision. So yeah, that's the goal, is to clean that spot up.
You're bad, Mark.
I know.
Do we have any additional questions?
I don't have.
I'm okay with it. I think that the nature part of it kind of responds to the history of, you know, the whole Audubon history for his 15 minutes that he stayed here.
And it's a bird, it's a it's a
Right,
river
right,
bank.
exactly.
It
We're a
feels
river
like-
city. It's a bird. You're gonna,
Mississippi,
yeah, you'll see these birds all over around here. So I kept it all
Yeah.
to the area native, but just a beautiful painting and nothing that really says, oh, we have to have the train or
It's-
this.
yeah.
You know, we have
It's
those
something
things.
that tourists would love to look at, but locals will feel it a little more, you know? It's just like
Right.
a
Good point.
pretty neat,
Mm-hmm.
pretty neat picture.
Right.
As far as starting, if it is approved, pretty much right after 4th of July. Is it right after 4th of July? Is that
Yeah,
what
July
it's
5th, I think.
July 5th? Yeah. Can begin and probably be done by the end of July.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I will make a motion to approve it as submitted.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness to paint the mural on the east side of the building at 305 Merchant Street. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.
By the way,
Appreciate it.
congratulations on your work. Really fantastic. Beautiful.
I'm in Farmington today. Like, I was like, yes, I need to clean up a little before I go to this meeting. I'm sweating all day today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to SGHC 019-23-1 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to remove the porch enclosure additions on the rear of the structure at 220 Merchant Street.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Are we on? I have some additional information on the table, some photos I took of the house. There's some in the envelopes too if you want to pass around. We're also adding in the front porch to this discussion.
We put that in two separate
Okay.
discussions, so it'd be the back porch first.
Today, we're going to talk about
Yeah,
the back
We're
porch.
going to talk about both.
Okay, great.
Just like the sister in my building.
Which mine worked.
And in the main folder, there's another copy there if you want to see it, gentlemen.
Well, you look at it, you know. I trust your judgment.
Yeah, this is the one that's right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I went over and looked at it, and I don't see any need to really retain the back porch. It has a concrete foundation, it's obviously not
Yes.
part of the original structure.
It's not
It's
built
not
strong.
very well built.
How often do you look at the window and see that?
Oh, we make jokes about it constantly, like.
Yeah, it was clearly a hurried lean-to.
I don't think there's a plumb line in there.
Yeah, there's a concrete porch with a cistern in the
Yeah.
middle, and then it has the original back door and the window next to it, which would stay, on the back original door. Yes.
That's awesome. Love it.
So we're asking for us, with approval, to get that removed, that back portion. We have a really bad leak. When they put that back on, they half-assed that back roof, and we have a really bad leak.
They have the whole thing, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah, have you been in the inside itself?
I've been inside of it.
Okay, yeah, it's a really bad leak, so we need that done, and so we can get on some roofing and things on that.
I make a motion, we approve the removal of the
Second.
A second. Oh, you
Okay.
beat me to it.
I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness to remove the porch enclosure addition on the rear of the structure. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to SGHC 019-23-2, which is to receive the certificate of appropriateness to remove and reconstruct the side porch to match the original in form and detail on the structure at 220 Merchant Street.
I do have some photos of the original porch, and then some we found with it all enclosed in.
So the porch that's on there now probably closest resembles this 1911, circa 1911.
It's that cross.
And that's what
edge.
you propose to do?
Yeah, if that's what you want to approve or not, if we can close to whatever you think would be appropriate for that time period.
Here's something David was looking at earlier. Does the original, I didn't even think to look at when I drove by today, on the ones that are up there on the decorative up here,
Yes.
does that actually have, that one's just cut straight up, isn't it?
That one?
Yes, the
You know,
little decorative trim goes
Right.
across the top, yes.
The reason I asked is the knees, you see once where it goes up right
Yes.
here,
Yeah,
it's actually rounded.
yes.
I didn't know if you were gonna try to redo that or keep the old one that you have.
We'd like to keep it if we can, to
Keep
restore.
what you have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just curious.
That's okay.
See what I was talking about.
So I do have a question about the wood to rebuild, if approved. Because right now, the steps are rotten, and someone's foot's gonna fall through them, because it's exposed outside in the weather. What type of wood? I mean, we're talking about pine, maybe? Would that be approved to rebuild?
I would do spruce.
Or pressure treated, what are we talking about here to rebuild?
I mean, I don't know.
It depends on how much you want to do the upkeep.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a requirement.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I mean, like, if
is
you
there,
use yellow
in
pine, it's just
in our
gonna rot.
standards, I
Right.
think there is,
Same
yeah.
thing with any pine.
Yeah, with pine spruce, not so much. I mean,
Yeah,
the
spruce
most
has got a higher
impervious to
grade.
rain and to water is cedar.
Yeah.
That you could stain with
Cedar?
with an opaque stain. And actually, Missouri red cedar is supposed to be, I think, the most impervious to water, to rot, from water,
Right.
from moisture.
Right. I know back then they didn't really use treated wood, so, you know,
Pitch you.
Right,
it just kind of rotted out in the
Exactly.
weather.
yeah.
Yeah.
So cedar, okay. And then, we would, you know, the risers, we'd be painting those white probably, you know, to match in what,
Right, right.
so keep it as much as possible like it looks now. So another question I have is, like, they use probably nails, right? They use screws. So,
Another one for you.
sorry to throw these questions out to you, but
Yeah, oh no, they're good questions. I just don't know that one is gonna be that more obvious than the other
Okay.
as far as, I mean, and I don't think the Secretary of the Interior standards say whether you should, what they could have to use, you know.
my contractor talked about a
sweater
nail
nails or
gun, you know,
whatever.
using the nail gun to
Yeah.
put it back on.
And with paint over there, you're not gonna see them much
Yeah,
anyway, so.
Right.
Right.
Double check code, because code might say. it
Yeah,
has to
code
be-
may say that they
A
need to
certain
be
type of
screwed
screw.
or, yeah.
Now, my only
or
question is, this is not code.
Building code.
Okay, the crisscross right now is not the code as we know, right? I mean, somebody could fall through or whatever, you know, like a child or something like that.
There's
However,
exceptions.
But there's-
there are exceptions because you'd be grandfathered in.
So it'd be okay to do the crisscross back
Because
again?
because it is the historic
Okay,
material. yeah.
okay, good.
Just don't squeeze no kids through it.
Yeah, I mean, if
Push
it's
them and shove them
dislodging,
through
I
there.
would still warn your folks
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
stay there. Don't let them climb on the railing.
definitely,
Oh, yeah, right.
definitely.
Do we have any additional questions?
I'm really excited to see this place renovated.
Me too.
I am too.
But I'm actually glad you got it because I was thinking about getting another building that I don't really need, but
I was gonna say, do you need one?
no, I don't. But I am kind of looking. So,
Well, this is my fourth property, so after this, I'm gonna take a break a little bit.
are they all here?
They're all here in Taylor, yeah.
Talk to you.
Yeah. This is gonna be a labor of love. I mean, this is gonna be a good project to get into.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm making a motion to approve.
I'll second.
So I just want to make sure we're clear. I know she's asked for suggestions for wood, but to match the railing, we're okay with the stairs turning and the details at the top of the porch, all that's included.
Correct, Phil?
Yeah.
And in cedar,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that kind of stuff here you could probably get by with
Might want-
spruce.
Were you the second?
Yeah, you probably
Whitney.
could probably,
Thank
as long as
you.
she's doing.
I'm sorry, what did I do?
Well, right.
You
Yes.
seconded.
Everything.
When you shop your wood, just make sure that I mean, some spruce is like, or some cedar is like, they'll guarantee that it has less knots in it.
Yeah.
And it's a smoother grade of
Just a smooth
wood.
grade of cedar, yeah.
Because it can get really fuzzy if you're not really careful,
Yeah.
Yeah, and look for the grain, tightest grain that you can.
right?
Tightest grain, okay.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness to remove and reconstruct the side porch to match the original in-form and detail on the structure at 220 Merchant Street. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any public comments? Nope. Okay, we can adjourn.
Thank you all for meeting.